Hello, folks. Welcome back to my channel. This is the World of TV Shows. Today, I have another episode review for you for Medium, and this time we'll be looking at the very first episode of the second season, the season 2 premiere. And this episode is titled "When Push Comes to Shove, Part 2." When Push Comes to Shove, Part 2. It was directed by Aaron Lipstadt and written by Glenn Gordon Cairn. So, as its title suggests, this is actually the second part of a two-part episode that began at the end of the first season. The season finale of the first season was actually the first part of a two-part episode, and this one is basically its conclusion, right? Its end, right? Its resolution. So, in this episode, what is happening? So basically, we have once again the main characters. We have Allison, and well, she's having a dream at the beginning, and it's going to be particularly relevant to the case at hand, which is about the serial killer. But then basically, the episode kind of shifts, kind of moves forward, right, to 3 months later, right? So it is now September, right? And basically, yes, everything that happened before that took place in May. So now this is September, and a lot has changed in Allison's life. So for one thing, she doesn't dream anymore. For some reason, she doesn't know exactly why after this last dream that she had in May. She doesn't have any dream. So her work at the district attorney is a little difficult for her, to say the least. And also, yes, Allison's husband Joe is seeing a therapist, some kind of a marriage counselor, if I'm not mistaken, in order for them to try and fix their marriage, which is doing much better by now, right? By September, that is. So, and Captain Kenneth Push is in a coma, right? After he basically risked his life to try and get her to have some dream that could help with the killer's apprehension, his arrest, if you will, his identity, who they are. But yes, so she doesn't have much to go on right now, so she tries her level best to manage to go on with her life. But she learns later on somehow that she has to finish the dream, right, in order for them to try and catch this serial killer who's basically, who's known now as the Phoenix Phantom, if I'm not mistaken, right? So this kind of phantom, the person whose identity is unknown, who keeps slipping through the fingers of the district attorney and the police. So yeah, it's going to be pretty difficult, especially with Allison not being able to provide the help that she used to in the past, right? So she's going to try her level best to try and finish the dream, and then later on, as the episode goes on and nears its end, there's going to be some kind of a discovery about that person, and eventually, well, it's the second part, so there's going to be the end, and well, I'll let you find out for yourselves what the twist is, because I don't want to spoil too much or anything. But I think that, yes, I believe that I said everything that I needed to say about this episode. I thought this episode was pretty interesting, pretty good. I really enjoyed it for what it was. It was good. It had a lot of suspense. It had a lot of action. And yeah, it was a good resolution to it, right? It was a good ending to that first part, to this very interesting case that is in the show, right? This first, really big kind of investigation, kind of serial killer's case. It's so good. I really, really enjoyed it. Not an investigation. I apologize. Well, kind of. Anyhow, also I didn't mention it, but Allison's eldest daughter is in the 6th grade now, right? She just started school since it's September. She's in the 6th grade, and I do remember that in the past I said that she was in the 6th grade, but I was wrong. During the first season, she was in the 5th grade, right? And now she's in the 6th grade, right? I just as we see her talking about her new teachers and how she'd like to go to sleep a little later and try to get her parents to, you know, to listen to her in that concern, Anyhow, yeah, this was pretty good. I really enjoyed this whole episode, especially with Allison's marriage that is doing better, especially considering the fact that the way it ended, the way the first season ended with their marriage, kind of uncertain, not really sure. We weren't really sure where it was gonna go, but it was really good to have them back together and happy. And, Joe at some point has to make some kind of a sacrifice, and he's going to be a little reluctant to kind of let go in a way, but, he's finally, I'll let you find out for yourselves what he decides to do. So let's move on to the actors. So we have the main ones, and this time I believe that David Cubitt is actually credited, if I'm not mistaken. So he's no longer a guest starring actor. Now he's a regular, right? If I'm not mistaken, as we see his name in the opening credits at the beginning. We have the main actors: Patricia, Miguel, David, Sophia, Maria, as well as Jake. Then we have Arliss Howard, who plays Captain Kenneth Bush, who is pretty awesome as always. Really, really enjoy Arliss Howard. Sorry about that. Then we have Lawrence Pressman. Lawrence Pressman, who plays the therapist, who is a pretty awesome actor. I know I've seen him in other shows, namely maybe Without a Trace, NCIS, I'm pretty sure he was on it, and Cold Case, I'm pretty sure he was in these shows. Lawrence Pressman, who is a pretty awesome actor, he was pretty funny as the therapist. You'll see for yourselves. Then we have Tina D. Joseph, who plays Linda Novi, who works for the mayor, if I'm not mistaken, and her and the district attorney are kind of gonna be at each other's throats at some point. Then we have Joni Pekar. We have Suzanne Santo, right? We have Jessica Steyer, Daniel Bess, Andy Eistad, Florence Regina, Marco Martinez, Zach Duhame, as well as Sada Pagan. So, yeah, really enjoyed them, pretty much all of them, especially, yes, as the guest starring actors, I would say Lawrence Pressman and Jessica Steyer, perhaps, was pretty good too. And yes, Andy Eistad as well was pretty good. So yeah, I really enjoyed the ending, and you'll see with something to do with basketball. Not to spoil too much or anything, but I really enjoyed it, especially with Captain Kenneth Bush. And what happens, and he's in a coma in this episode, but you'll find out for yourselves whether he pulls through or not, because I don't want to spoil it for you or anything. But I really enjoyed this ending, the final twist and the resolution to the episode. Really enjoyed it. So if I were to rate this episode on a scale from 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a solid 9 out of 10. I really, really enjoyed the way it goes and how everything comes to an end. It was really awesome. I really, really enjoyed it. So yeah, I definitely give it a 9 out of 10 for the whole plot being solved. And it's a freaking good way to introduce us to the second season as well, because as I said, the transition between the first and second season with this 2-part episode was a stroke of genius, in my opinion. Really keeping us at the edge of our seats, really keeping us wondering what's going to happen. So 9 out of 10 for this episode. Really enjoyed how it ends, how everything falls into place, with the whole kind of, dream and, everything really. I don't want to spoil too much or anything, but how everything makes sense at some point. So 9 out of 10 for me for this first episode of the second season, for this season premiere, if you will. What about you, folks? What did you think about this episode? When push comes to shove, part 2, did you like it? Did you hate it? Please let me know in the comment section down below. I would really like to hear about your thoughts and views on this episode and about the show as well. By the second season, let me know, as we'll be reviewing, God willing, the second season. In the meantime, folks, stay safe. Goodbye. And I guess take care. This is the World of TV Shows signing off. Bye-bye. See you.